Hey, it's the Tuesday edition of Weather for Weather Geeks, and what a Tuesday it is out there. You know, it's kind of a slow start to the day. We had clouds, even a sprinkle in a couple of spots this morning, but right at about noon, the sun started breaking out, and as soon as it did, temperatures have skyrocketed. Here in the 2 o'clock hour, it's 67 in Youngstown, 69 Newcastle, 69 over at the Akron-Canton Airport, New Philly's at 73. Just a fantastic afternoon out there. You can see all the sun. Those clouds we had this morning have now pushed east of us and are restricted now to central Pennsylvania. So it's a beautiful afternoon. What we have going on the surface map today, let me take off the satellite, is a low-pressure system up here with a cold front right about here. Notice the difference on either side of the front. It's cooling off into the 40s and 50s out in Indiana, whereas ahead of the front, we've got temperatures that are now getting into the 70s. You think it's nice here? Look at Columbus nearing 75, Cincinnati's at 74. Boy, do we deserve this. It's been a long time since we've had a day like this. In fact, it's been since early November since we've hit 68 degrees in Youngstown, which is our forecast high this afternoon. We might even exceed that by a degree or two. I'll take off the temperatures here across the country. There's not a lot going on today. We've got snow showers. Yes, it's cold enough for snow showers behind our front, up across parts of the Great Lakes. More snow out in the high plains, and just a little area of showers down here in Missouri. That's the beginnings of what will head our way tomorrow into tomorrow night and Thursday. Still kind of unsettled out west. Indians have another game tonight in Oakland. Right now they've got some showers around. They got in the game with no problems last night. I suspect they will tonight as well, but right now in Oakland there are a couple of showers around. So no big barn burners on the radar this afternoon. Let's talk about tomorrow. And I do think tomorrow will not be quite as nice as today. It's not going to be as warm. It's going to be cloudier. I'm going to start off taking a look at first thing tomorrow morning. If you're an early riser, here's the map at 7 o'clock in the morning. Now this precipitation is going to come in a couple of waves east, from west to east. This first wave, I think, odds favor it missing us to the south. This is the predicted radar tomorrow at 7 a.m. And notice that the NAM model here, and this has the support of some other models as well, has this first little surge of rain mostly south of Route 30. So more of a problem for Zanesville and Cambridge and Columbus and Wheeling and Pittsburgh than up here. So certainly the farther south you are away from Youngstown, the better chance you might see a raindrop or two tomorrow morning, but especially north of 224. I suspect this first round of rain tomorrow morning is a miss. This is, that's 7 o'clock in the morning, and here's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Again, most of this staying off to our south. It's going to be a close call, though, so we'll keep an eye on the radar tomorrow morning, but the odds do not favor the kids needing the umbrella first thing in the morning tomorrow at the bus stop. Better chance for rain across the entire valley, I think, towards the end of the day tomorrow. I've fast-forwarded to 8 o'clock in the evening, and this next round of rain is certainly looking farther north. So as our front continues to kind of dangle around like this next round of rain comes in towards sunset or after sunset tomorrow evening, and it looks pretty soggy then for tomorrow night. And I do think Thursday is going to turn out to be a wet day as well. Here's a look at tomorrow night's map. Middle of the night tomorrow night heading into Thursday morning, we've got a low-pressure system out in the Midwest with a front kind of hanging out like this, and that front will continue drawing in pieces of moisture, and it's going to rain a few times. Later on tomorrow night, heading into Thursday, here's Thursday afternoon, another slug of rain looks to head our way, so while it's not a total washout Thursday, it's probably not going to rain the entire day. I think there'll be a couple of areas of pretty solid rain tracking our way on Thursday. Chance for severe weather not here, but out across the Midwest at times, especially late Thursday, late Wednesday, that is, into Wednesday night, into Thursday, and again Thursday night. The Midwest, the Mississippi Valley kind of under the gun a little bit. But we're not concerned about severe weather here, but this will be a pretty potent front heading our way on Friday. Friday's morning's map shows low pressure here, cold front in here, our old warm front that's been kind of lollygagging around, still in the area Friday morning. And as we get into the afternoon, Indians have their home opener at 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. Looking wet, particularly early in that game. Probably a postponement if I had to hedge my bets at this point. Probably not an outright cancellation of the game, but a postponement for at least a couple of hours as these rounds of showers come through. Could even hear a clap of thunder in spots on Friday afternoon. It's going to turn windy. But I do think that odds favor a dry slot working in from the southwest like this as we head towards the early evening hours, maybe 5, 6 o'clock. So the Indians should get in their home opener, but it might be delayed a few hours. If you're going to the game, you might have to wait until 6 or 7 before the game starts, but then they should get it in once it starts with dry weather. A dry slot works in, and then it kind of fills back in as we head through the overnight. Our model stops right here because the rest of it's not in yet. But Saturday looks like a chilly day, a chillier day, and mostly dry day. Maybe there's even a flurry late Friday night as that colder air wraps in. But Saturday itself, largely dry. Sunday, high pressures overhead, and it should be an uneventful end of the weekend. Now, long-range temperatures, a concern. I put a long blog post on my weather blog, ericwfmj.com, this morning, and it took a look back at what we have seen over the last few months and also kind of projects into the future. And this is part of what I showed in that blog post on my weather blog this morning. Here's a look at the 16-day GFS ensemble temperature chart here. These numbers are never going to be exactly right. In fact, on day one, it's too cool. It thinks it's 62 today when it's closer to 70. But it does give you the ups and downs of this model's forecast. We head down a little bit chillier with the rain coming in tomorrow and into Thursday. I think Friday's a warmer day. We could get into the 60s again on Friday. But then here's the weekend. Definitely chillier for the weekend. As we head beyond the weekend, might get a little reprieve early next week. But overall, next week, the theme is chilly for April. Now, we would have killed for these types of temperatures not long ago. But now that we're into April and now that we've had a taste of spring, all of a sudden 40s sound pretty chilly. I do think most of next week will be below average. But as you'll see on my weather blog post at ericwfmj.com from this morning, beyond next week and heading into the true kind of heart of April, the middle of April, if you will, the trend looks up. So I do think from, say, the 15th through the 20th, it should be significantly milder than the, say, 7th through the 15th. Kind of that second week of April, next week, is looking chilly compared to average. But if we can endure that, beyond that, it is looking better. So we're hopeful that April will end up being a close to average month, temperature-wise, as a whole. And that would be great because the first 3 months of March have been remarkably chillier than average. And again, check out my weather blog post from this morning for more stats and fun charts on that. In the meantime, thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks on this Tuesday. I'll see you on the news tonight, 21 News at 6 and 11. Another geek video Wednesday afternoon at about 3 o'clock. See you then.